Roundtable. I'm Days. This is Inspire for Real. This is Ninja, and then we have Soul Infinite over here. Today's discussion will be about the cycle, whether it be like whether your family's in tune with the cycle, like what causes the cycle of poverty. You know, so we're going to be talking about that today. All right, and we're going to start off with Jay. He wanted to bring up some points, so let's go.
In my opinion, I think your environment has a whole lot to do with how you're raised and how you grow up and the person you become. And for most people, that first, I would say like 18 years of their life starts at the home. And for a lot of people, if they don't have the right environment in the household, it leads to a lot of problems growing up and a lot of problems in the near future. So what I mean by that is a lot of people tend to go and they don't learn a whole lot from their household, depending on the situation, in terms of how to treat people, and how to also treat themselves or conduct themselves in the right manner. Thus leading to people who either feel they're entitled or people who just do whatever they feel like they're doing because there's no consequences. I mean, really, an environment has a huge role in everything because it shapes us as individuals, basically. Whether you believe it or not, that's just how it goes.
I mean, I could not disagree with that. Definitely, I mean, even myself, like, you're influenced by the people you spend most of your time around, and obviously growing up in a household, that's your family. Right. You know, even if you're in like foster care, like the people that you spend time around, you know, it's what you're gonna turn out to be. So I mean, I think this is a great topic because there's so much poverty in the United States. There's poverty everywhere, but like in the United States, we have the tools to not be impoverished. So it's like, why not, you know, take advantage of it? And I think honestly, the biggest deficit is education. You know, if we don't educate ourselves, how are we going to get out of, you know, the situations that arise? You know, we'll feel hopeless. I mean, do you have anything to...
Yes, to elaborate on what you three gentlemen was just talking about, I've searched up this quote that said, I don't know who wrote the quote, but it says, people would much rather be confined in their cell and throw away the key if it means living a life full of constant circumstances rather than venturing out to see what's abroad.
That's powerful. That's powerful.
Yeah, I lied. That was me, but thank you.
That was you?
Yes.
That was you? Yeah, that's powerful. Man.
Well, I'm like, yo. That actually leads me though to my next point, which I was gonna bring up is it's that cycle that leads to a cycle because, like you said, those circumstances that you're talking about is more of a level of complacency. Because once you get comfortable with something, you don't want to leave that because you're scared.
Because all you know, yeah.
So you're not going to venture out because you're
sure.
scared. Because once you make those changes, sometimes there is no going back.
I have a question. Well, you can answer. It's not really rhetorical. What do you think causes fear for people to not venture out and to try things that they want to do?
Parents.
Oh, let me get this over it. Wait, okay.
Hold on. All right. So let me hit that first. I'm gonna definitely say parents. Can I list some of the reasons that I think?
Of course.
All right. So I'm gonna say number one is parents. All right. And number two, I'm gonna say is fear of failing. You know, people are fear of failing, and they don't think that it's gonna their plans are gonna go through. You know what I'm saying? They don't think it's gonna happen. I think those are the two largest reasons right there. And parents, I'm gonna say, parents, fear of failure, and then I'm gonna say influence. All right, so I'm gonna say those three things. Now, parents, why? Because parents are role models. All right, parents are your role models, and if you don't see them striving for the best, or you don't see them doing more, then you're not gonna do anything more. You're not gonna be the
I completely agree. I completely agree with that.
So I believe that parents plays a big footprint, and the reason why I said fear of, I'll elaborate on those, or you guys can help me out with elaborating on those. The reason why I said fear.
Before you go into fear, I don't want you to, we'll go through each one of your points.
We'll go through each one.
But I'm gonna, add a segue to parents. It's not just what we see our parents doing that define us. It's what our parents are telling us what we can and can't do. So if you, I think of it this way: if you arm your child with the knowledge of what you say is set in stone. What you say is the word, you know. Then they're obviously gonna go through life feeling like they need to please you and follow the path that you've set in front of them. When it's not always the right way, like, you know, time goes and things change, and that's why I think there's a huge disconnect with like millennials now and, you know, parents. Even though, in a lot of cases, millennials are very close with their parents, but the people who want to make a better life for themselves can't because you know, they're held back because they have to conform to what their parents approve.
And I want to say a big, huge major reason that is because most parents, their outlook on life, you know, what they've been
Well,
through.
yeah, I agree.
And a lot
I
of,
agree.
like, when it comes to them, some parents not letting their youngin grow and move on and strive for better, has to do with the fact that they didn't, and their reasons are probably because the world is, to them, they just see the world in more of a jaded light, which is, it's hard once you get kicked down, as, you know, through the years, it's hard not sometimes to become jaded, especially depending on the person. But I think that outlook, once you follow that for so long, and you tend to breed that outlook outward, and you start to, you make other people kind of like, you try to push that on others, especially when it's your own kid, you tend to push that on them for some reason.
Yeah.
Because that's, because you probably don't want to see them, you're scared, you're probably also scared, I don't say probably, but also because they're scared to see their youngins, let's say, go through the same thing that they went through.
No.
Yeah.
But having
like
that fear is going to hold them back in the long run, so it's a double-edged sword.
Okay. So we got fear of basically what your parents think. Now let's go a little bit more broader than that. How about the fear of being judged? Because I know that's a big thing.
Yeah.
People, like, I have a friend who draws, and he makes good stories, but his drawing is not up to par. I have to admit that. But he's so sensitive, and so people's judgment is so vicious that he just stopped drawing completely because of that.
You know, this is perfect. This is that second point of fear. Yeah, you said fear of failure. This fits right in there because that is fear of failure. It's fear of non-acceptance, and that's super powerful because I went through that same exact thing. I first started making YouTube videos. I immediately started getting scrutinized, and you know, people would tell me that you know what you're doing is illegal because we would go event and exploring.
To add to that, rate out, subscribe, please.
I will start making videos soon, but anyway, so it made me feel like I can't do what I want to do because people are going to have a constant bad opinion. Never mind all the people who told me, you know, this is great, like I love your stuff, because countless people have told me that.
Right.
But one person, it only takes one person to disapprove.
Yeah, they're about to say
I'm sorry. Say that one more time so everybody can hear it. It takes how many people?
One person, literally one person. And that's really something that, you know, we, not even as a generation, as everybody needs to get out of that. We have to get out of that mindset. But you can continue if you had another point to make with that.
Yeah, so, besides that, and it's just so crazy because I know we all know who Gary Vaynerchuk is. We should know who that guy is. I was watching his video the other day, and it was so crazy. He said he would not be who he is today because it's genetics too, believe it or not. You know, some people just don't, you know, for lack of a better term, don't give an F. They just don't care about what people think. They just got that mindset. So, you know, and some of us here too. So he said that's the reason why he became a millionaire, because he said if he was just different, more of a snowflake or more soft, he would not be the person he is today.
So that's also very powerful. The snowflake term loosely. Like, I typically don't really agree with the term snowflake, but I agree with his message. Like, you can't be so sensitive in this world.
No.
It will chew you up. It will chew you up and spit you out, and you will be left with nothing.
Oh, say that, what's his name? Sylvester Stallone quote, remember the motivational video?
What
he said?
What was it? Life's gonna knock you down.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no, you know what's gonna hit you harder than life?
Yeah.
It's not if you get, it's not how hard you get knocked down.
Yeah.
It's if you.
How hard you can get hit
and keep going on. It's like, that's like.
It
So
really
you gotta
is.
roll with the punches.
Yeah, roll with the punches.
Exactly. Yo, you know what's funny though too, because like we even piggybacking off of what you guys said too. I think about it and it's just like one person negativity, somebody who didn't have a good day. Some people that are envious, you know what I'm saying? These people that are envious are people that just like, I hate Debbie Downers. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
That's a
even
strong word.
the same type of people.
I despise Debbie Downer and pessimistic people.
The same
You don't have anything positive to say, get out of my face. Simple as that. And that's how people need to start. That's how people need to start acting towards those people. You don't have anything positive to say, get out of my face. You know what I'm saying? Because all they're gonna do is continue to bring you down. They're gonna act like a leech.
Yeah.
And continue to leech right off of you.
Yeah, and let's not get this confused with the people who are offering you constructive criticism. This is not the people it's not the people that are actually offering you ways that could help you on this venture. We're talking about the people who are like, oh, that's a bad idea, you know, it's not going to work, giving you all the reasons it's not going to work, instead of offering, instead of offering you any insight. Yeah, like, you know, you cannot tell someone something is not going to work without offering them a way it's going to work.
And not call it, you know, being pessimistic or negative. Like that's what it is. And it's just like that's basically what it is. It's like there's nothing else to it. And then the third point was influence. Like influence, basically influence on seeing your peers. You know what I'm saying? Your peers, what your peers are doing. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're in a predicament. If you're in a predicament or growing up in an area where most of your peers are joining a gang or just like, you know, hanging out on a hanging out whatever corner or just partying all the time, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Same thing. Part of
The
your
same
environment.
exact thing. How many people can say that they growing up in a place like that and not have fallen victim to influence, negative influence?
Yeah.
You
It's
see what I'm
the
saying?
same thing with drugs, you know? It's that same thing. It's that same cycle. It's very dangerous.
Yeah. Okay, just a little side note because I know we got to keep going on. I'll move on to the next topic. But just right quick, because I just want to see how your mindsets are. What do you think is the most detrimental part of not escaping the cycle? The most detrimental part.
Oh, all right. I
Like
like that.
Well,
Infinite cycle. Infinite cycle. Meaning that everybody in your life, and your family members are gonna go through that same exact thing. So your kids are gonna go through that same exact thing. Their kids are gonna go through the same exact thing. It's not easy for one person to break out of that cycle and, you know, to go and do more. It's not an easy thing because we as human beings, what's the hardest battle we're gonna come across as a fight in our lives? Fighting ourselves. That own mentality to fight. Yeah, the mental battle of fighting what feels comfortable to you, or fighting basically complacency. You know, stuff like that. So now I feel like the thing that's gonna hurt you most is basically you're gonna come across that infinite cycle. That's exactly what's gonna happen. And for the cycle, you're not gonna be able to get out.
That's crazy. I'm sorry. That literally sounds like it's very own form of hell in a way where there's no escape because it's like once you live, you die, you pass on them habitual habits in a way to the next generation of people, you know, and they continue to do it. And it's like
And what it does, it actually stunts growth, and it stunts the possibility of an actual future, and that's probably one of the worst things that this society has become comfortable with these days.
They are comfortable with it too.
you see my family members, but how about like, you know, girlfriends and, you know, wives?
Oh, bro.
I mean,
Spit out the question then.
I mean, yeah.
Ask the question.
Yeah, because you know, same thing like, you know, those who have girlfriends, you know, that into the same stuff that was never into the same stuff you were into until they started dating you. You know, I had a girl who, you know, don't care about sports at all, but she started watching MMA because, you know, I like MMA. So it's crazy how, you know, that also, you know, that could affect their family members too. So it spreads out like a pandemic, I see. Yeah.
Oh yeah, most certainly. And I know, you know,
I agree with that.
for that. You know, relationship wise, you know, like your significant other, like even being in a relationship with having a relationship. It don't have to be like a relationship where you're, you know, intimate or anything like that, but having a relationship with that person. And this person literally themselves is stuck in a cycle, meaning that they're doing the same thing that their family members have done over and over and over and over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? And you being around that, just being around that, if you're around a whole bunch of broke people, what are you gonna be? Broke.
Another broke nigga.
Broke.
Say that?
Yup. Okay. But the funny part is, how many millionaires can you find to hang out with? I mean, now I'm about to be the one, first one. But no. But like that's it's funny because that's exactly how it is. You gonna hang around that, and then you gonna become, a victim of that cycle. Simple as that.
Okay.
Now, keeping it within the same, so we don't drift too far off, we're pretty much talking about poverty and families and getting out of that. So just to reiterate,
Yeah,
keep,
how to,
everybody
to break
focused.
those habits
Yes.
that are passed down through, complacency and culture and just
Yeah.
what they know to be just how things are done.
Aside from, I personally said,
we didn't touch on how to break it.
Yeah, not yet.
What caused
About
it.
that.
Yeah, so pretty much, that was what caused it. And I guess, we can kind of segue into how to start, break that habit. Unless you guys have anything else you want to.
No, I think we pretty much knocked that out.
Okay.
So, I want to ask a question to the school job.
Yeah, right.
What, from, perspective is everything. I want to know from each one of your perspective. What are things you can do to get out of that cycle?
I
Do things differently.
But, now how? Like, what do you
Make your own way. If you see that they're doing something or they didn't do something, you do that. Like say, okay, your family didn't go to school, right? And they live their family. That's why they're in poverty. They had a bachelor in
That's what
after
you're
that.
saying. Do different.
You go to
Do
school.
different.
Okay.
Just because they didn't go to
Say
school,
what
they
you
didn't
said.
go to college or this and that doesn't mean that you're gonna do the same thing. That you have to be that way.
You see, I agree with that, but that's like the most, like idealistic, situation for that to happen. For the most part, let's be honest. A lot of these mother effers watch motivational videos every day, but just because they watch one, they probably have a spurt of energy or burst of energy, but it's not consistent. So what goes beyond that, so that keeps people going?
Oh, okay, I like that. Like, that's deep. Like,
That is deep.
how do you get beyond that? Like, what can you do? Because motivation is temporary.
Yeah.
You have to want it, and you have to want to continue doing something.
I'm gonna
You have to have your own drive and your own will to do something.
Yes,
How do you
and
get that?
And
yes.
How do you do that?
You have to have the right reasons of doing something, and that all
Yeah,
changes depending
well,
on the person.
See, I don't think there's ever one right reason.
No, that's why I said
Like,
changes depending on the
yeah.
person. Like that's,
And I think that if you you wake up one day and you want to be a millionaire, right? That's a terrible, terrible goal because it's not a goal.
no.
To be a millionaire is not really a goal. You need to set up a path. You need to set up actual goals to attain your ideal life type. It's
That's more of like an
and,
end state.
and why and how you need to gain this drive is by. I personally do believe spend a lot of time doing something you absolutely hate, and I heard that from Casey Neistat, and it stuck
That's
with
true.
me.
It's true.
Spend a lot of time doing something you hate to find the path to do what you love. And honestly, there are multiple ways to be successful, and I do believe the best way to be successful is to do what you truly want to do in life, because it doesn't have to mean being a millionaire, but if you can live your life having fun every day, as we all know, it's not working.
I feel like starting baby steps. I feel like a lot of people also don't realize that they can get out of the state that they're in, because they look at the big picture. We all know what the problem was with looking at the big picture, right? You look at the big picture, and then what happens to most of us human beings? You get overwhelmed because you're trying to take something in as a whole rather than break it down and take it day by day, step by step.
I'll be honest, I like that because that's one of my biggest things. But I haven't like I said, how long I've been doing music and doing this is because I look at the biggest picture. But I've taken that thing. When I start breaking it down little by little, instead of seeing the whole thing, you'll get more done. Feel me? Like keep my head down, just work. And soon enough, I'll see the bigger picture overall.
Exactly.
Also, it's easier to lose focus and desire for something when you're looking at the bigger picture.
Oh, for sure.
For
For sure.
Getting that overwhelmed because you don't believe you can achieve it. So I feel like, but people
That's
who are stuck in a cycle, stuck in that mentality where they don't feel like they can get more, they deserve more.
Set those smaller
They need to
goals.
start setting. They need to set smaller goals. First of all, you need to realize your self-worth, which is another topic we'll talk about another day. You need to realize how much you were worth as a person, where's your self-worth, and then you'll start realizing that the predicament you're in is not for you. You see what I'm saying? But you don't love yourself, you ain't gonna care about what you're doing or what yourself, where you are. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
I feel like you need to break it down step by step, find out your self worth and all that stuff, and then what you need to do is do something you hate, like you said, and then you'll start to what you call it, come to a conclusion based on what you want to do or
Yeah,
something that you like to do, and these will slowly start easing you while you're focusing on you.
Yeah.
These will start gonna easing you away from those other things in around you and your surroundings that are keeping you in that same place.
I love that. Yes, I agree, and I wanna say next to doing something you hate. You know what the main missing piece is for most people? They're not doing anything at all.
Exactly. That's
They're not doing anything at all.
That's so
Really, you
simple
have to
too.
That
do
has
something.
To me, that has to do with
What is it?
one
Yeah.
realization, because it always takes something to get that light bulb to wake up.
Yeah.
Until you get that light bulb on, until you wake up and you actually open your eyes, and most people's eyes are actually very closed, especially in the society we're in today.
Almost.
Then they're not going to see that. They're not going to see
Most certainly.
that maybe I want to do this, maybe I want to accomplish this. They're not going to see that. And on top of that, I feel like if they don't have you have to start practicing self-will and self-disciplines.
Oh well, for sure.
Even in the
That's
small, and it
possible.
starts with the smallest actions. One step at a time. Thank you. It starts with the smallest things. Like, how many of us? I don't want to bury anybody over here, but think about it. How many of you brush your teeth on a consistent basis twice a day at least?
Sure.
You got a problem.
I guarantee
I don't.
in the comments we'll see it. Be honest if you want to put this in the comments and answer how many times do you guys actually do
You know what's so
that?
crazy?
Most
I
people
remember,
don't,
I remember,
Exactly.
I remember when I was like in the 5th grade, it was this big conversation. Motherfuckers said, "How many of you have roaches in your house?" Now, if you have roaches in your house, which most people do normally have roaches in
In the
your house,
city.
people would lie. Like, nah, man, you dirty. I said, you got a roach. One of my friends, he's a rapper.
So you got him on your stove. That's all I was saying.
No. I had a friend in 6th grade. We still friends, but I remember when we went to his house. He had a cookie jar. Took a cookie out, and there was a roach on the cookie. That shit had cartridges. It was on top of the cookie, bro. And after that, it was over. Everybody put the Doritos on the floor, started crushing on it, and yeah, it was over. He was known as Roach Boy. Yeah, so.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yo, listen,
My,
man.
put it this way.
I forgot the point. What we was talking
I
about?
haven't. I'm about to get back to that.
Self-discipline,
Yeah,
self-discipline.
self-discipline. I have an ex that doesn't brush her teeth at all. Probably still.
Yeah, we
That's
still
nasty.
clown on
So-
this dude still.
That's
But
nasty.
and I want to.
He was kissing her
And
too.
it's funny, yeah, and it's
With
funny
the tongue.
because but anyway, it's funny because part of your environment, because of that, because I was influenced by that, I wasn't doing it either. You know.
You weren't brushing your teeth.
No.
No, but
Yo,
I know.
It's real though. It's real though.
It's real.
Let's
It's
say-
real.
let's say- hold on, let's
And I'm
scratch
saying-
this.
I know a lot of dudes who sag who wear the same doodle stained underwear playing ball every day. They know that. They know that's dirty. When you call them out, they want to fight. Bro.
And I'll tell you,
Yo.
I was in an environment where
It's like,
where
I'm gonna
everybody
sweat
was
anyway.
I was in an environment where everybody around me was smoking. So what did I do? I ended up smoking. I ended up picking it up just as a thing.
So-
You're product of your environment. Drinking the same thing.
I just got a question, man. So when y'all would sleep together and she roll over, you didn't think it was weird? Like,
yo, you got more than breath that night. Yeah.
Oddly enough, it's probably because I didn't notice it, but compared to me, it didn't smell like anything. It didn't smell like anything.
You was in
we
love,
both
man.
smoked.
Yeah, he was in love,
We both
love.
smoked and didn't our teeth, so it's like we weren't in a.
Now to be fair, depending how strong, because weed is they call it cat piss sometimes, depending where you at, whatever like that. Weed is sometimes so strong, depending what weed you smoke, it cancels out the smell.
Nah, he smoked cigarettes, bro.
Yeah, so I was.
We'll smoke weed.
He's like, I can't
Cigarettes.
defend you. That's what he said.
He
That
tried
was,
to take
I mean, there was maybe a couple
I
times.
tried.
Smoke weed,
So
but
this is really it. It's a big deal.
this
So
is the big thing. Same thing with working out.
Yo, you know who said it like best though? Will Smith. It was a motivational speech that he did, right? And I was like, it was so on point too. It's like self-discipline is basically like the definition of self-love. You don't love yourself, you ain't do right by yourself.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying?
I love that.
So like, and I do watch that video. Shout out to Will Smith. You know if you see this, but I do watch that video a lot because I was like, yo, listen. Some days I wake up in the morning, I ain't have no problem brushing my teeth. I'm just saying. But I do like I'll be like, you know what? Do I want to work out today? You know, do I want to go for this run in the morning time? And then I find out when I actually just do it. Don't ponder on it.
It
You
does.
ponder on it. Yeah, you ponder on it. Then you give yourself the chance to say, "Nah, I'm not gonna do it," or you're gonna be ended up late for work like me. But anyways, when I just do it, I feel so good. It feels amazing. You're getting the workout, and then you know you're losing the weight. You're doing what you need to do. You're doing right by yourself.
Gary,
But yeah, self-discipline is a big factor when it comes to like even in cycle. That's a big thing.
I agree. I agree. No
That's
doubt.
definitely
No doubt.
definitely should be a topic. Self-discipline.
So I feel like when you're not, that self-love and not having that self-discipline, if you're not doing that and building that willpower, you're not taking care of yourself.
Almost certainly.
And I mean, not just physically and all that, but you're also not taking care of your future the way you should, and that's just.
Anything else you want to add to this? Or?
You want to add something?
But quick side note, I just like to hear people like thoughts and stuff. What do you think? How different would this world be if people didn't change the cycle? And I mean on a global scale, not on a personal scale. That means racism.
Yo,
terror.
the world would be destroyed. The world would be
2019?
destroyed.
Or before
No, I'm
2019.
kidding. Like,
I agree, but
the world would be destroyed. Like, no one is born.
child labor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no one is born ready for life. No one is
I'll-
born with the tools they need to succeed. You gotta evolve. You gotta evolve, and
There's no
And
choice.
honestly, I believe in the survival of the fittest. I believe that the people who are meant to survive will survive, and people are gonna hate me for that. But be the one that survives.
I don't know.
Be the one that
Alright, so
survives.
now, I like that you say be the one that survives because then I get people who think they may not be.
Anybody
people,
can do it.
they-
Anybody
yeah,
can
so
do it.
what I'm gonna say, I'm gonna elaborate on that because I feel like what you said is not necessarily like people aren't. There's people that are meant to survive and people aren't meant to survive. I think it's the people with willpower. Those who have willpower will find the means to survive. You know what I'm saying? People who have that drive, you know what I'm saying, to do so, they will survive. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to people who are like we know that just don't do it, they're not about the action. Then I mean that's just another person that has a what do you call it, a path or room to go and survive or do whatever they want. That's another life.
I completely agree. And
I would say, I think if you don't have the will to make your own way in life, then it's gonna lead you to nothingness. It's gonna lead you to stay in that cycle because you're not gonna have a desire to do anything for yourself. You have to want to do it for yourself before you do it for anybody else.
You know what's so scary? Even more scary than that. Some people don't give a crap. Me, Nika, we was in this program called YIP, and they told us, anything you would have, if you had the most perfect life, what would it be? A lot of dudes are, models, the most exotic female, don't even know how to speak English, good body, big mansion, Gucci's kingdom, feel me? They want all of that, but then the only dude, there was a fat boy, his name was Josh, I think, and he said he just want a regular day, he want to be in a certain cubicle, have a regular metro car, he don't like fast cars, he don't just want to drive a car unless you have like a chauffeur. He just want to have a regular life. I'm like, wow, that's the first time I've ever heard anybody say anything like that. Even if you have the ability to achieve something, I've never heard somebody say they just want a mediocre life. It's different from living a mediocre life and just saying that's what you desire. You desire,
damn.
You might have a fever, bro. Like,
No. Actually, there's good in that. Because that's truly what he wants.
Yeah. Which I respect that.
Yeah, but
anyway.
if it's because his parents led him to believe that's all he can achieve, that's not good. But at least he wants a job. At least he wants to do what he needs to do to get a job.
I'm just saying this. I can't say
I know. I can't say that either.
For hours, bro.
I don't know, but
hours. I can't even look at four walls for like 2 hours, man. I can't say no cubicle for
I
hours.
walk around for hours at work all day and do stuff, and I still get bored.
That's the beauty of life. Everybody's different, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna make another point. How to get out of this poverty cycle is you really have to. Besides educating yourself, I still think that's the biggest part. Like not just in like school. Like you don't have to go to school to be a smart person.
Yeah, I thought I heard something. But yeah. So yeah, you definitely have this mom, but you definitely have to educate yourself.
Yeah, and also you gotta become financially smart. Financially smart, like
That, and I also feel like you have to get more hands-on with things, and you have to make things happen hands-on.
So basically, yeah. So I mean, just wrapping it up, we got ideas or beliefs on what causes the cycle, what keeps you in the cycle. Now we also did touch base on how to get out of the cycle,
Yeah.
ways to stay up and maintain your self discipline. Basically.
And I want to say
Understand.
one last thing I want to add here is consistency. To keep consistent, and a big part of that is discipline and determination and willpower.
Make your YouTube
And
videos
self-drive.
consistently.
Consistent, yeah.
YouTube daily,
whatever.
daily YouTube vlogs.
But anyway, I do agree with that, and I'm gonna add. I guess I'll add in the last notes, but we'll start waking up at 5 a.m. If you need to wake up at 5 a.m. already, wake up at 4 a.m. You need to wake up in the morning with enough time to do your things in the morning. Whether that's research, reading, I don't recommend TV. I think TV is the biggest waste of time.
I don't even
in our
have cable or anything like that.
Yeah, but wake up earlier because there's something different about your mindset in the mornings than in the evenings. Like, yeah, you can do stuff after work. I still do, but
And there's 24 hours in a day of time that gives you
there's 24 hours.
the world to do. Some people forget, it gives you so much space and so much time and freedom to do so much.
If you make it, because some people, I work the 9 to 5. I used to do the same thing. Like, I don't have time, but I do have time. I just need to stop. I gotta be better with time management.
Claiming that you have.
If you were lucky enough to even be born in 2019 instead of 1985 or 1853, guess what? You have this device right here to change your life. This is your everything. Exactly. You can get it for free.
Like literally.
Literally, if you utilize this to the best of your ability, you can change your life. A phone. That's it.
I actually
Don't just utilize that. Utilize all the tools you have around you.
Yeah.
Look at what you have.
Yeah, that's a good point. Utilize your tools.
Yeah.
Like, take advantage of everything.
Everything.
In your
Connections.
Yeah. I think we could really talk about this forever. Ryan, you want to make any closing statements?
The closest statement I would make is stop speaking negativity into existence. Speak positivity into existence. Positivity. I can't. What does I can't mean? Is that a planet or something like that? I don't know. I
You said I can't be?
I can't.
I
think that's like a planet. I don't know what that is. I only know what I will and I shall mean. And those are the words you need to start.
They're saying in this universe, we don't use I can't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Positivity breeds positivity. Negativity breeds negativity.
so
Thank you guys.
Wow.